So you've seen the trailer, you watch everybody lose their minds as we're getting the new shiny Gengar, the shiny Charizard, and all of the things. You've heard the copium, you've heard the hype. Now let's just kind of talk about, or just have a discussion about like what's worth your hourglasses, and just kind of like, would you just save it for the next set? So we're gonna break down the cards that matter in Mega Shine that they've shown so far, purely from a like, is it worth going after this card specifically for your hourglasses, trying to find them for trades, or just open up your daily packs and move on? Okay, so let's start here with the card that everyone's literally been arguing about for like a week. There hasn't been kind of like a consensus of like where Mega Gengar EX lands. So let's talk about this card. It has 210 HP. Not bad. It's a dark type, which like already has some good stuff in it, right? Like you have your Darkrai, you have your Mega Absol EX, and you have the villain of Pokemon right now, which might get overtaken by this card, by the way, but we have Hydreigon. So now introducing Mega Gengar EX into this archetype, into this, or typing I should say. 4 energy, 3 dark, 1 colorless, Labyrinth of Shadows, 120 damage, and your opponents can't play any trainer cards during their next turn. Now, this is crazy because it's not just supporters, y'all. It is any trainer cards, okay? No Cyrus, no Lucky Ice Pop, no stadiums, no tools, no flame patches, literally nothing. And that right there, right? Like this effect in of itself is broken, okay? It is absolutely nutty. The only problem is that we gotta get there to begin with. So here's what nobody is saying. Also, that's like pretty nuts if you really think about it. Having 4 dark energy on a stage 2 is probably one of the biggest asks that this game has ever put on a card. Okay, Dark has no ramp right now, and Morpeko is in the set, right? Like it moves 2 dark energy from itself to a bench Pokemon, which is something. But I mean, like if we take a look at it, right? If we get to it, 70 HP right here. Here you go. Here y'all go. 70 HP is not crazy, and you are still manually charging this thing turn by turn. So you need to put it up on turn 2, then move it, then attach, hope it stays alive, go into either the Gengar to get hit and then heal afterwards, or do something else. It is 210 HP, so maybe you're like, fine, whatever, I'll take the hit. But still, we have all these other kind of ramps for everything else, but Dark really doesn't have that. And or I mean, I guess fighting too, but to move it around kind of goes crazy. So here's what it really comes down to. If this card receives something like Orthworm, where Orthworm just gives you an energy, a dark energy onto you, or it gives you a metal energy onto your bench, that's why Goldango EX can pop off, because you're getting that early ramp. If there's but I think there's even a more important card here, and that is Haunter. If Haunter has a bench ability, or even an attack, y'all, even an attack that allows you to attach dark energy, this deck, or this card, or this archetype that this deck is trying to make, goes from unplayable to potentially oppressive overnight, right? We've seen that with Ivysaur. You can now run solo Venusaur because Ivysaur just ramps 2 energy. As soon as you evolve, you're attacking for 4 energy, you're ready to go. You have that here? Nutty. We have Charmeleon and Charizard Y, right? Charmeleon attaches the fire energy to the active, and so if Haunter can attach that energy to the active, then that's crazy. It cannot get the Wartortle treatment, where Wartortle unfortunately got the short end of the stick and nothing happened here, right? These stage 1s made those stage 2s, and these decks are still viable and very much playable, right? So we have to see what Haunter does for us, and if Haunter is good, this becomes the best card ever, and it's also very scary, right? Like, I don't know why, it's a race to build this one up. However, if Haunter is bad, this card is going to be a very hard one to make work. So, high risk, high ceiling card in this set. We got to keep our eye out for what's to come next. So up next we have Mega Charizard XEX here, 220 HP, 3 fire energy, that's pretty nice. Raging Blaze 100 damage, plus any more of this Pokemon's remaining HP is 110 or less. This one's so much more straightforward than the Gengar that we just talked about, and honestly, you rip it, you get it, you get 2 of these, you can start playing immediately because you already have everything that you need, right? 3 energy is achievable very fast with Charmeleon and Entei already in the format. The play pattern is very simple: tank a hit, then swing for 180 at 220 HP. Almost nothing in the current meta one-shots this before the threshold triggers. Hydreigon needs 2 hits, Altaria needs 2 hits, right? Like, the only thing that you're like losing out to is Charizard Y, right? Like that's just really what it comes out to. So you're really almost guaranteed to get the boosted swing off at least at one point. So it really does come down to this. Really is the question of like whether you're running this Charizard Y alongside with Mega Charizard Y or replacing it. I think you play one of each, right? It's more of a compliment. What comes out first, what you're reading the board, you're seeing what your opponent's trying to do. Y closes out their leads. X can be here once you take in some damage. They do different things, right? Like you can feel good about getting damage done, and then you can have your Mega Y just close out what you need to. So I like the swing here, but again, like we talked about with the Mega Gengar, you already have the Charmeleon. You can ramp up into this. That also allows you to even kind of run rare candy a little bit if you wanted to just like swing into it. That Charmeleon is great again, so like maybe you just want to hold on to that, let your Entei do all its things. But if you're looking for some very fast attacking, you can even just run this with rare candies because it's just a 3 energy attacker, and with Charmeleon giving you that extra boost, blah bada bing bada boom, you attacking right away. And now, I think what's really cool that you can do, and I understand y'all are like, this is a stage 2. However, what you can do is pair this with Skeletors. And I feel like now every single fire type that we get, Skeletors, but I mean, 3 energy gets you to 100. You can get there really quickly with Charmeleon. You have your flame patches, so that's very easy for Skeletor to start discarding. And so now you're attacking for 150 damage, and then you're below the HP threshold. So now you're looking at 230, right? You're like one-shotting a lot of things right there. So fire. Verdict here, Fire has the infrastructure. You can feel very confident about pulling this and feeling good into building a deck that feels very reasonable into the things that people are doing. Now, the card that I'm actually really excited for is Dragonair, y'all. I think this, out of the whole trailer, at least, this is definitely the winner. I know people are really excited about Gengar and trying to figure out how to make it work, and because if it works, it's broken, and I understand that, but that's trying to make it work. Here, we have the answer. We have a colorless attack, y'all, for Sky's Blessing. It attaches 1 water and 1 landing energy from your energy jump directly to Dragonair, and that fixes Dragonite's biggest problem, and that's that dual energy. It's solved. It's literally solved, y'all. And I understand that it has 80 HP, but whatever. Like Ivysaur has 80 HP doesn't mean that you don't run it down. You know what I'm saying? And what's great is that you can go first, not have energy, attach, and then bloom. You're ready. Like you have the 2 energy that's really ready to go. And don't forget that you're going into a Mega Dragonite Mega Dragonite. That would be amazing if you get a Mega Dragonite since we have a new Mega Dragonair. But you're going into Dragonite EX that swings for 180. You throw the Falco down, you lyre it out, you switch back up, right? Like there's so many different things that you can do here to be able to get out of there, right? Like this just is really sweet, and it allows you to play Dragonite with any card. And that's what's crazy. because this is colorless, you don't need water or lightning anymore. So now you've freed up slots because you would try to keep up the consistency with Mantyke, with Pichu, you know, like to make sure that you can get the energy that you need. There were like builds that had like Manaphy, Magneton, Dawn, you know, Electric Switch, all these other things to try to make this card work. And now you can, which is disgusting. Let's say you play it for Darkrai. You get some chip damage. You know, like you can toss in another, maybe a Venusaur, because why not? Because you only need 1 energy and you're attacking for 180. Like that is just like amazing, right? So this is really, really cool here. I love it because of the consistency that it now brings to the Dragonite EX line. This card is definitely a full grab for sure. Because like without it, you're basically just like hindering yourself, hurting yourself if you're trying to play a Dragonite deck, and to see more Dragonites into the meta is going to be real fun. So when we're looking at like the supporting cast of everything else that we got here, again, I already mentioned a little bit about Morpeko. 70 HP to just move your energy doesn't feel great. Understand that it's a basic and like you have to lower the HP, but that doesn't feel really good there. You have Fion here, 70 HP. It's 10 damage to move just 1 energy to the one of the bench. Again, doesn't feel great, especially when you have things like Manaphy that generates 2 energy. That doesn't feel good. You have Empoleon, 130 HP, 3 energy for 140 potentially, because it's 80 plus 60 if they have more HP, which is fine. But like, you have Mons, like you have to get to 3 energy in order to be able to pop this off. It's a stage 2, and so there is room for this, but the meta continuously keeps pushing to very, very fast attackers, which makes this like very scary, right? Like to try to use, but that also makes it very, very strong to try to use. So like this could be an interesting piece, but it might not. The ceiling might not be high enough if you're looking for a competitive card to play right away. Now, will I play this card? Absolutely. Penguins aren't my favorite. Empoleon's in my profile picture, right? Like so I absolutely will. But is it going to be like breaking the meta and churning up a new deck? Probably not. Callum here, draw a Mega Evolution for each play. Cool. I mean, you can try to get Mega Absol or Altaria, just try to figure out how to get some good cards in here. That could work. In Haxorus fighting Metal, yikes. like absolutely yikes. The damage scales up because it's like Suicunes. It's coded like Suicune. For every bench you go up, but like it is hard to set up. You will figure it out. We'll figure it out for sure, but definitely hard to set up. So overall, what are we thinking about this set here? I mean, we have cards like Dragonair and Mega Charizard X that are ready to go. Mega Gengar, super important if they're support, and then everything else right now doesn't feel like it's strong, right? So I'm only gonna say this: it feels like the trailer is showing us filler, but for the last 2 trailers, that's what they've been doing. They show off 1 card and give us like meh. You don't feel great. You open up the set and the cards that are in there are amazing. So either we try to think about it that way, or 2, which is what we hope for, is that they give us trailers that really break the bank for us, so I can be even more excited. But let me know, what do you all think about the predictions? What are y'all predictions for the set? What will it bring? Down below. I'll be back the moment that we see the full set reveal and talk through everything else. Until next time, y'all, be sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed the conversation, subscribe, and everything else. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.